Are you flopping or flipping 15 and 14?
Yeah, and I'll keep on doing that, face-off purposes, and trying to figure out where Burrows fits the best. And last game, he wasn't on Hoff's line, but Hoff assisted on 2 of his goals. So I don't know what kind of magic trick they did there, but now they were stuck. They were staggered in the change-ups, and so then the third period, I just put them together. So we'll see. We'll see how that looks today.
You're comfortable with Mike taking face-offs, Mike?
Yeah, you know what? The only place that we just want to watch out is D zone, and that's where either throw Smitty there or a pager, lefty or righty, depending on the side or if they've played before or not. Just for now. Yep, and we'll see. But clearly we'll have the same third line, same fourth line, and I might mix it up during the game like I usually do. Yeah.
You touched on this the other day about how Burrow's battled to get to the NHL. Like,
Yeah.
You're familiar with this story?
Well, I coached against him in junior, so he wasn't a drafted kid. Just had to go East Coast and battle his way up, and then American League, and then NHL, and then from the bottom of the line up to the top line. I mean, he's got a terrific story. I think it's a very inspiring one for any kids that don't get drafted and don't get the high profile attention that some other guys get. Some other guys get the opposite. They get the high profile attention and they drop under pressure, or they just can't adapt to the NHL, the pro level. And he's done the opposite. So I think it just shows what kind of person he is. And, he comes in last game, doesn't know how we play really, except for looking at video and a few clips and a few drawings on the drawing board. And he comes in and, honestly, systems-wise, perfect. I even had a clip this morning of him in the D zone doing things that some other guys are still struggling with. So he comes in 2 goals. So under pressure, first game in the team, and first time he has to deal with systems that are different than what he's used to for the last 12 years. It's pretty impressive what he was able to do last game. And physically, you saw he banged, he blocked shots, he screened the goaltender. I mean, he did everything we want our team to become.
Do you worry about almost a letdown after you have the adrenaline rush of having new guys in lineup coming back from that road trip, all that stuff, to now?
No. I don't think. I don't think there's going to be a letdown. There's 20 games left. This is crunch time, so everybody knows how important every goal, every point is, every period. Having said that, we're playing a top-end team. We're playing the hardest working team in the NHL. That's what they are. So if we want a chance to beat those guys, we got to outwork the hardest working team in the NHL. So that's where it's at, and that's what it was the first 2 games. The first game, hard-fought, close battle, and the second game was an overtime. You look at their last 2 games, they won 1-0, and the other one they lost 1-0 in a shootout. So these guys are tight. They're hardworking. Their 4 lines are giving them offense and defense and reliability, and they sustain it. So that's why they're a hard team to beat. They're able to sustain that for 60 minutes because they got that depth, that hard quality depth throughout their lineup.
You knew Carlson before he got injured. Like, he's setting a new Ironman record tonight with his team, 312 consecutive.
I didn't know that, so thank you. There you go.
And but since he's come back from the Achilles, I'm just wondering if you remember him before he had that injury. Is there a difference or am I throwing that at you? And that's a hard one to answer.
I can't answer that one. I'll be honest. I could make up something on that one, but I know. I did my knitting yesterday, so today my hands are sore. No, right now I'm just so happy how he's playing. I mean, it's right now he's looking terrific. So I mean, last game I think he gave us a clinic on basically how to handle pucks and get rid of traffic and pressure. So I mean, hopefully he's able to do that a few more games. There's 20 left, so I'm sure he'll be able to do that the rest of the season.
You don't see him slowing down at all as the season progresses?
No, he's actually had his best month last month, the month we just passed. So I mean, I just see the opposite. I see a guy really hungry, and it's the same in the room, it's the same off ice, and it's his attention to detail is yeah. So I'm quite impressed by how involved and how much he wants it, and it's all about winning for him. Right now, it's been like that since day one. Since I've known him personally, now it's winning, winning, winning. What do we need to do? What do you want me to do, coach? And he's been an unbelievable leader for us.
When you say he had his best month last month, in terms of...
Well, he had over a point a game. Defensively, from all our clips, I mean, he was defending unbelievably. I mean, his stick on puck, his finishing checks, his jumping, his closing the gap is just unbelievable. So I mean, right now you can't really ask him for more. He's pushing and he's pulling the group as best as I can imagine it.
I've heard people say that you don't want a guy of his caliber to be blocking shots like his fans, or whatever. They're worried that he's going to get hurt. As a coach, what's your thought or feeling about him blocking shots?
Well, ask any coach in the league if they don't want their players to block shot.
Right.
If that's the case, you don't want to win.
Right, but is it a guy of that valuable? You sort of sometimes.
Well, if he's not blocking shots, he's not that valuable. That's what the NHL is today. I mean, you think Drew Doughty's not blocking shots? He's blocking shots left and right. And you think the guy in San Jose is not blocking shots? He's blocking shots left and right. That's the reality of the NHL. I think the Oilers of the 80s where, it was a wide open game. That's all gone. There's like five, 6 goalies on the ice now, and that's why it's tough to score goals. It's tough to get through inside those dots, and that's why all the teams are pushing so hard to get a hard offense, because we know that the perimeter offense wears itself out by Christmas time, and everything after Christmas and on to the playoffs is even worse. And I mean, I lived it 4 years ago. It's just war out there, and everybody's sliding and blocking shots, and it's about who is going to pay the price the most. And if your leaders are not paying the price, you're not going anywhere. And we're lucky because our leader's the number one. Is he still number one in blocking shots in the league? So he pays the price more than everybody. So everybody is inspired by that. And is there a chance of injury? There's a chance of injury to every player. And if that's all you think about, then you might as well stay home and play ping pong. And even then, you might get hit by the ball in the eye.
Yeah. Did you stress with him when you came here, though, that
No.
I want that
No.
in your team?
No, I honestly, no credit goes to myself on asking for that specific thing. It's just, for him, it's a no-brainer. He just did it, and all of a sudden, I'll be honest with you, we're realizing, my goodness, how many block shots does he have? And then all of a sudden, everybody found out that he's the number one in the league, and everybody was impressed, but I didn't ask him whatsoever. So it wasn't like, oh, you got to do this, and you got to... No, it's just, I think for him, it was... the fact that we got some leaders in there helps him with his leadership. It makes him breathe a little bit, and he wanted to do well on both sides of the ice. And he's a very smart guy, so he knows what he needs to do defensively. But I think with the fact that his shifts are shorter, he's able to get the same minutes when we need to, and when we don't need to, he doesn't have to. So we save some juice for the next game, and because he's got the energy, he's defending extremely well, and so defending well. He wants to be the best at everything. If you know him every day, he wants to be the best shooter, the best passer, the best defender, the best shot blocker, the best skater. And that's what those top guys are. They just want to be the best at everything, and he's got that. So for him, I'm sure when he looks at the different attributes that you need to be a great defensive player, one of them has to be blocking shots. So we didn't have to say anything. He's just been doing everything he needs to do to block shots, and he's got the energy to do it. And that's why he's been good at it all year, is that, once you're very tired, you can't be great defensively. I've never seen any bad defensive players. I've seen lazy ones. I've seen tired ones. But a guy who wants to defend hard, he defends hard. And I think Eric has really led the way. He's inspired us that way, absolutely.